Welcome everyone to the HHWShow podcast. I'm Obi-Wan with Hector V, and as always, we've got nothing but wrestling here in this show, and it's nothing but straight up entertainment, right? Absolute packed episode today, and we're going to break down all the chaos from this week's SmackDown and on Raw, plus diving into what it all means for the Royal Rumble and possibly the road to WrestleMania. That's right. The bloodline drama, the jaw-dropping debuts, championship shakeups. It's been one of the wildest weeks in WWE. So let's get started first with SmackDown, okay? Because, again, so much is going on. And, yeah, I got to tune in right here to where, I don't know. Let's go with Paul Heyman kicking things off with a bombshell announcement from Roman Reigns declaring his entry into the Royal Rumble. That is fabulous right now because he's making this spoiler alert, not a prediction, a spoiler alert that not only that Roman Reigns is going in to win the Royal Rumble, but to chase Cody Rhodes.
Three-peat.
And yeah, I mean, how many? We only have what? One superstar, Stone Cold Steve Austin, that was able to No, he didn't three-peat.
No, he won three, but I'm talking about as far as you're talking about WrestleMania main event.
Yeah,
you never had a three-peat in a WrestleMania event like that. If that were to happen with Roman Reigns against Cody Rhodes,
what a coincidence that he's going. Well, when you say three-peat, that means winning 3 in a row.
Well, I mean, as far as just the match itself,
right. So he's gonna only one person has won 3, and that is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Could Roman Reigns get it done? I'm gonna say no. I don't think so. If there's anything that I learned in the WWE, especially under Triple H right now, is that nothing is ever what it seems to be.
Right.
And I love it. And a big shout out to Ryan. Liz and Ryan says hello. What up, dog? How are you? It's good to see you both. Not see you both, hear you both following us. Thank you. My bad, your fault. But I like it. I like it a lot. But hey, biggest question here is I don't think Roman Reigns is gonna win the Royal Rumble. And then Ryan, I know Ryan is dying to get on this show. So how about next week Ryan gets on the show and he could join us on this conversation because there's gonna be plenty of conversation on this. My take is that Drew McIntyre is on revenge to destroy the bloodline, and he is that dude that when you least expect it, he's gonna do something. And he's already attacked Jey Uso. He attacked Sami Zayn, right? And he's holding off on Solo Sikoa. You got Solo Sikoa's peoples, right? Jacob, Fatu, and Tama Tonga going wild in his absence. And then at the same time, no one, like Roman Reigns not even looking for Drew McIntyre. Are you not seeing what's going on? Are you not seeing Drew McIntyre trying to get at Jimmy also, Jimmy Uso? I mean, there's a lot of things going on, but Roman Reigns is blindsided because now he got the Ufala, whatever you want to call that. And then all of a sudden, he's fixated on Cody Rhodes to get his championship belt, but he's not worried about anybody else.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
No, you're right. It's a mistake. You can't overlook what's happening right in front of you. But is Drew McIntyre going about this the right way, or does he have a plan that we don't see? You trying to attack a faction, a family by yourself? That's not a smart move unless you got something up your sleeve that we're not looking at, that we're overlooking.
When does Drew McIntyre ever have anything planned? I mean, ever since he's lost the championship belt, all he did is feel sorry for himself, right? He's that one guy, that one kid that he's always like disgruntled, right? But out of nowhere, he's gonna make a move and then he's gonna cry again. Yeah. Okay, that's that guy right now. How many of you? I mean, you've seen people like that. They talk a lot of smack behind the scene, and then when they show up, they don't put up, right? They don't do crap. And that's him. And what better place than doing that at the Royal Rumble when you think he's gonna make it to the final four? Roman Reigns is eliminated. And why? Because Drew McIntyre did that. And then he's gonna brag, and then everything's going to shift with Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre. Who knows? Sense. They might have a match for the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah. And that would keep him out of the picture for the world, the title right now. I mean, that should not be his focus right now. It's not even, to me, relevant to go after Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, to me, is going to stumble his own way towards WrestleMania, holding that title around his waist. And you don't have to, and it's not going to come because of the bloodline or Roman Reigns. So I'm not even worried about that. Roman will eventually become champion, but he's got to take care of things in front of him. The big step is he got that Ofala back. Congratulations. Now you got to get things in order. Is your bloodline in order? You're right. Everybody's being picked off one by one, and where are you at in all this? How come you have not addressed this situation? Facing Drew McIntyre and letting him know what's going on. Where is Solo Sikoa? There's a lot of questions out there because
Solo Sikoa is coming back this week on SmackDown
because his two yahoos are running around like
I love you, Solo.
Yeah, it's like they just run around like two mucks without a master.
Right. Don't they look like Judgment Day?
Oh my
God! But much tougher. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Listen, going back to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is joined by other entries that made official: John Cena, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre himself, Jey Uso, and LA Knight. And now this is other journalism, Sportskeeda, whatever that thing is called, right? And there's this dude blogging. He made an article about that it's pretty obvious that Jey Uso is not going to win at Saturday Night Main Event versus Gunther because he's already in the Royal Rumble. So I got something for you, and I probably won't even tune into the show, and that's all right. You know that if Jey Uso wins and defeats Gunther's going to enter the Royal Rumble.
Correct.
And Jey Uso's the champion. Never written in that article. And that's what I said to myself is, you're an idiot. Because you need to be covering at all angles. What are the possibilities? Now, like, it's pretty obvious he's going to lose because he's in the Royal Rumble. There's always changes. Just saying. But even that, Saturday night, my main event should be interesting coming at the end of January. And it's close enough to the Royal Rumble that
very close.
Anything could happen. Because what if Jey Uso does not participate in the Rumble because Gunther has something in his sleeves and he stomps him and he goes to his old self where he takes him out of action? Or the bloodline might interfere and then they'll make, Jey Uso get the punishment. And there's another rumor out there that Roman Reigns might interfere. Why would Roman Reigns interfere? He is the tribal chief. To prevent something like that, I mean, he got his family back together, not entirely. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But someone is saying that maybe Roman Reigns might be jealous because he's the one that's supposed to give orders. What if you last checked, Jey Uso said that he ain't down with that crap no more.
Right.
They're going to act like family. He might be the tribal chief and get recognized for it. But Jey Uso made an agreement that I'm still doing my stuff. That's why he is main event Jey Uso.
Yeah.
However, let's move on because Fatu and Tonga making their SmackDown debut and targeting Heyman. That statement about how, I don't know, here we go. Kevin Owens calling out Cody Rhodes, backstage, the brawl, all the intents. Now, you have, remember, Paul Heyman got in there with his promo. Then Fatu and Tonga got out there, right? And then all of a sudden, Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes. I mean, this is just chaotic going on there. and it's like this big circus going on and the start of SmackDown. And I'm just curious to see, look, how everything's going to develop. How is Cody Rhodes, the undisputed champion, going to handle his business between now and WrestleMania?
He's gonna have to do it very carefully because he continues being reckless like he is. That title's not gonna be around his waist come Royal Rumble. I'm sorry, he is not. He's not taking things serious when it comes to Kevin Owens. He's letting his emotions take over. He's allowing Kevin Owens to dictate the situation, and that's not what you should be allowing as a champion. Okay, bad enough you got, you know, the werewolf and then Mr. Chitter Chatter over there breathing down your neck too. You don't got no help. You don't. Okay. And who's to say we're talking about Drew McIntyre taking down the bloodline? Who's to say that him and Kevin Owens don't come up with some kind of alliance? You scratch my back, I scratch your back.
Because Kevin Owens is not the type of person to be confiding.
Well, I get it, but when it comes to the bloodline, they both seem to have hatred for the bloodline.
But why would Kevin Owens? I mean, Kevin Owens should learn his lesson about Cody Rhodes. If he's making that claim, we were best friends. Why would he try to make best friends with somebody else?
I wouldn't make best friends, but if you can help me win that title, then I can help you continue taking out the bloodline.
I don't see it because Drew wants to be the champion. Kevin wants the champion, even though he's claiming he is champion, right? I think it's going to be a big circus when it comes to SmackDown. I don't think the main event, I don't even think that the main event is going to be solely focused on Cody Rhodes this year, to be honest with you.
I don't think
I feel like this is going to be a maybe a triple threat match at WrestleMania that will save Cody from not getting pinned, right? And we're going to have a new champion.
And that can lead Roman Reigns to go after that title.
Maybe so.
That'll be the only way he's going to be able to get it without having to deal with Cody Rhodes. Because Roman Rhodes Part 3, I do not want to see it. I don't.
No.
Let's leave it alone. Let's leave it alone. We got more parties to participate in this. I'd rather see Kevin Owens with that title around his waist or Drew McIntyre with that title around his waist and let Roman go after it that way. Now, the question is, where does that leave John Cena in his farewell tour here?
Well, let's hold off on that real quick because with John Cena, not only for the SmackDown purposes, but he's more on Raw, right? Mm-hmm. We haven't seen him on SmackDown yet. So I think he's all truly Netflix. So, how does he feel on it? Should he win the Royal Rumble? We'll save that question for, we'll wait for that. Because again, would he win the Royal Rumble? Would he become a 17-time champion? We'll wait and see on that. But speaking about champions, we have Chelsea Green, who has retained the Women's United States Championship. And thanks to Piper Niven's interference, that partnership between Green and Niven could be a dominant in that division in SmackDown. The question is we had this discussion earlier, is how you make the Women's United States Championship prestigious, right? Who is there to elevate that title? Because it's not mentioned. That rivalry that is going on, it just left me a little bit sour. I'm just not feeling it right now. Yeah, it's good to have it, but is that show and tell, or we're going to put some value into that belt?
I think it's show and tell until they can actually get that right person that they want in that role to go after Green's title. It's just that's all it is right now. Let's get a couple of wins under Green's belt as champion against somebody like Meacham, okay, until we can get that role fitted. You can't say it's going to be Belair because she's still holding on to the tag titles.
Yeah, that's another one. That's just the I don't know. I don't understand what is the issue going on with Bianca Belair and the belts itself, right? because I feel like it's on hold for something else. We don't know what that something else is, but it's a trial that's going on. I don't know if it's injury, contract issues, or what it is, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. But you're right. I'm not a big fan of the women's tag team championship because I feel like the tag team belts are more worthy in NXT than on Raw or SmackDown.
Right.
You see? But hey, let's move forward because we did talk about Cody Rhodes. He ended up teaming up with Jimmy Uso versus Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga, but Kevin Owens interfering added another layer to Cody KO storyline. And Fatu's moonsault to pin Jimmy was just a chef's kiss right there, right? And as a tag team partner, if I was partnered with Cody Rhodes, I'm like, dude, you left me hanging. You left me hanging. You made a poor choice to go after Kevin Owens.
Yep.
And you left me hanging. And I feel like you said, Cody Rhodes is putting a lot on his plate. You're supposed to be there together. And yet, here we go. And who created this match anyway? Cody Rhodes.
It wasn't me.
Cody Rhodes. Who was following? Jimmy. You just left Jimmy. Jimmy supported you, and you left him hanging. That's ugly. That's the beginning of an ugly relationship right there.
Yeah, it's the beginning of a downfall for a champion. He's falling apart himself. His priorities are not in the right place. His mind is not in the right order. Okay, that title, he's putting that title at jeopardy around his waist. He's not seeing that. Kevin Owens is playing a game of chess, and he's winning right now.
Yeah, but I still don't see Kevin Owens being champion anyway. So, I think like,
I mean, even if Kevin doesn't become champion, if he could just make his life miserable to the point where he makes him lose that title to somebody like Drew McIntyre, I'm sure Kevin Owens would be happy with that.
We'll see about that. We'll see. But hey, let's focus on Raw real quick, because on January 13th, which was Monday, the road to the Royal Rumble was heating up. Started with CM Punk's promo that he was going to enter the Royal Rumble, but Seth Rollins, he had to show up, and CM Punk was very upset. Very upset. And then came out Drew McIntyre. So let's go with Seth Rollins first, because this is a great takeaway. Look, man, should Seth Rollins just like leave it alone? Should he leave it alone? Does he have a real purpose to still go after CM Punk?
No. I know he don't. I mean, I read an article that he was talking about the reasoning why he has this animosity towards Punk. And okay, if this article is true on what he's saying, okay, if this article is true, to me, he makes no sense. Okay. You are worried about what somebody's saying about you. Okay. You keep bringing up the fact that Punk is a selfish person. Well, everybody knows that. Newsflash. You're not bringing this up for the first time. Everybody knows this. Okay. You worried about what Rollins is doing, about talking behind your back. You talking about, you're worried about how he downplays the business, talks bad about the business that you work in. Who cares? If you and I are working in the same company and you're gonna badmouth the company, bro, I'm not gonna. Why should I let that affect me? I still gotta go out and do my job so I can collect my paycheck. You want to sit there and run your mouth about the business? Go right ahead. I'm not the CEO of the business. I'm not the high chief. I'm just a worker. That's all he is. He's a worker. Do your job. Come in week and week out. Do your thing. Don't worry about what he's saying about the business. Who cares what he's saying about you? If you allow people to dictate, like what we talked about with Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, okay, if you're gonna continue allowing him to be in your ear, then that's your problem. If you only got a problem with me and you want to talk about me, go right ahead. If I can't talk to you and say, hey, what's the problem with it? Why you mad at me? If we can't hash it out, then I'm not gonna wash my hands with you. I just got to continue going about my business and doing what I got to do. But Rollins is not doing that. He's allowing CM Punk to continue to do what CM Punk does for decades. Control the situation. Dude, the past is the past, man. Leave it be. Let it be already. Move on with your life. How can you become a success on Raw and be a champion if you continue letting one person ruin, quote unquote, your life? I'm just sorry.
Seth Rollins taking a page out of Drew McIntyre.
That's exactly what he's doing. Cry me
Mm-hmm.
a river. I mean, Justin Timberlake over here. So
Oh,
what?
there you go.
I mean, he's talking about that he's feeling insulted on how he treated him. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
It's just words. Leave it alone, bro. Be the bigger man and walk away. You know what you stand for. You know what kind of integrity you have for yourself and for the business. Why are you letting somebody else say whatever and you think it's true? If it's not true, then why worry about it?
Yeah, you're absolutely
Continue
right.
doing your own thing, man. I mean, Punk is always going to be Punk, and we know that. Okay, he's not going to change.
But this business is built on yourself anyway. What can you do to elevate?
Right.
It's a self-independent. You're contracted to make things happen, right? If your stuff is dry, see you bye, right? A lot of people has left WWE and found their way and found their true identity, their true work, and they end up coming back to WWE. For CM Punk, he did what he had to do. He's back, and it bothers me because the fact that all right, something happened a long time ago, and it had nothing to do with you. Had nothing to do with Seth Rollins. He left you hanging. Oh well, one time, really? You couldn't call him. Couldn't say, "Yo, why'd you do this? Why you that?" Whatever, dude. Bottom line is that there is a favor needed that CM Punk may request from Paul Heyman. And when we're going ahead and talk about the Royal Rumble in our next segment here, pretty much what's going to happen is that Seth Rollins will follow what he says. He going to eliminate CM Punk. And I told you during our prediction show that CM Punk is going to beat Seth Rollins, and he did. Yeah. And if that was to happen, Seth Rollins is going to eliminate CM Punk. It's going to happen. It's going to fall into place.
All these mega superstars are already declaring for the Royal Rumble. To me, none of them are a surefire winner right now because there's always somebody that's going to counter them in this Royal Rumble.
There's a chain reaction waiting to happen.
Yeah.
As it should be. There's going to be too many storylines in one ring at the same time. I'm loving it.
Exactly.
But here's something else that I love because this person has worked extremely hard to get where he needed to be. And he finally met his goal. He accomplished his goal. And it's no other than Penta. Penta made his debut on Netflix on WWE Raw, and he faced Chad Gable and delivered an incredible, the most sacrifice move, followed by a Penta driver. And he made a huge statement to the WWE that he is the real deal. And I'm a big fan of Penta, and I got to meet Penta when he came down, when he was part of Northeast Wrestling here in Connecticut. And the guy is phenomenal. This guy is low-key, very easy to talk to. And, dude, he's done so much in different promos from AAA to AEW because he ran that tag team division over there, and he did some solos. But this guy got some moves. And I'm telling you, he is going to elevate all the luchadores out there that come to the WWE. And I don't feel like it's a one-man show, but we always looked at Rey Mysterio, right? Dragon Lee, all these guys. And Penta really could outdo them all, really. And he's shown it. And I just can't wait what else can happen with Penta. I hope they don't waste his talent. Right. And I hope he skyrockets up. He's a showstopper, and he's the real deal.
We haven't seen this in a while. and so we need it. I like it. You know, the business needs it. We know we need to get back to those kind of high flying luchadors. So yeah, I like it. I want to see more of him in the coming weeks. So Raw is doing their thing. Raw is doing their thing, especially with Netflix. They're blowing it out the box.
Blowing out the box. That's what you got. Yeah.
That's it.
You know who else is blowing out the box? Is no other than Lyra Valkyria being the new inaugurated, was it inaugurated? Yeah,
Yeah.
inauguration of the Intercontinental Championship. She wins her tournament over Dakota Kai, and for Dakota Kai to show that sportsmanship speaks volume, right? And she deserves it. Lyra deserves it. She is the champ.
I'm telling you, we talked about it. We made that prediction that she was going to win it. She's deserving. She's what the women need right now in Raw. Someone that we could see every week that's going to entertain us, that's going to give us what we want, to keep us on our seats. Not that bathroom break type of match. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be out there to deliver and entertain and give us what we want, to see. And I hope she holds that title for a while before she drops it.
Look, I had her listed on the website as the future star of 2015, along with Carmelo Hayes. And all of a sudden, not even 2 weeks into the new year, and she's already the Intercontinental Champion. So it's gonna be awesome. The thing is that she has the belt now. So what's she gonna do with it? Who's gonna what rivalry could she come up with to to make that title prestigious?
Yeah, I hope that faction doesn't go after her. Infusion, whatever. I hope they leave her alone.
They
Seriously.
won't. They won't. They're gonna
If
be.
this is more of a reason for them to go after her, they're in for a rude awakening.
Mm,
I'm telling
mm,
you, they're in for a rude awakening.
mm. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. Uh, let's move on because Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. It was an insane street fight. Priest broken arrow from the arena's top level was insane. And then the War Raiders, what a surprise, man. What a hell of a match. It was amazing. I feel like I'm watching another premium live event.
We need it. I like it. Seriously. That is awesome.
So, is this over? Is this a done deal between Damian Priest and Finn Balor?
I hope so. I hope so. Damian Priest needs to move on. Finn Balor needs to move on. I mean, the Judgment Day is already imploding. We already know it. We see it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's 2025 is the year of the downfall of the Judgment Day.
Mm.
So if they make it through this year, then that's gonna be that band boy group that never breaks up. I mean, Jesus, God, Lord, you can't tell me they're gonna make it. We're only in January. We got 11 months to go. You can't tell me they're gonna make it. There's no mending. They're mending these relationships.
Listen, I don't know if some of these superstars they're gonna make it with these type of caliber matches that we're seeing. I like the system, man. I like it to where they wrestle one week, they don't really do much the following week, but then they come back the second week. Every 2 weeks or so we see them in action. I kind of like that. It's almost the same routine that Triple H and Shawn Michaels have done when they were running NXT. They got a good promo leading up to the following week. I'm digging it. It's not repetitive. And, you got to give props to that. But hey, let's go ahead and move on to the Royal Rumble predictions right now, because with all these developments that's happening, let's shift gears right now. And I'm going to ask you, I know it's too early in the game, but right now, who is your pick winning the men's Royal Rumble?
Just for the show purposes, as of right now, my winner, I'm going to have to say John Cena. Right now.
Okay.
He doesn't have any, per se, beef with anybody like what we're seeing right now in both Raw and SmackDown. He's just a free agent in the sense that Nobody's picking a fight with him. He's not picking a fight with nobody. So he could be the one that
Not
goes.
yet.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why it's still early to tell. So he could go under the radar with all this that's going on. So right now, I would say him.
Okay. I wanted to pick John Cena, but my gut tells me that Logan Paul is going to ruin that moment.
Right.
So when they introduced him on the debut of Netflix and he's pointing at his watch, why are you pointing his watch? His time is now? Is that what you're telling me? Is that the cue? Or if John Cena eliminates Logan Paul, then I'll be like, all right, John Cena's winning this. But what number? Because if John Cena's returning and he's within like the first 15 numbers, I'm going to call bullshit on that and be like, oh, he ain't winning. He going to be out of shape. I don't think he'll last that long. He old man now. Part-timer, baby. He might be like number 27, 28, 29, 30 or something.
He's got to be in the late 20s, I would
think.
Late
20s, absolutely.
He'll be gassed if he's in the top 10 coming in.
He might be looking like the Miz. You know how every time Miz start early, he always find himself like the last 6 people, all because he just laid in the corner and laid down.
I was gonna say he can take a couple of people's finishing moves and just fall out the ring and just lay there until it's time to wake up.
It's hard to bet against Roman Reigns, okay?
Right.
But Drew McIntyre's determination might give him the edge. What do you say about that?
You could have a point there. I mean, we've seen Drew McIntyre do his thing before in the Royal Rumble, but I'm telling you, it's just too much. When you got emotions built up for a certain person, I think that the emotions take over and you don't think straight. When you come to the Royal Rumble, you have to have your head clear. You got to think clearly because you know what the bigger picture is when you're the last man standing. And if you don't have your head on straight, you're going pew. You're going to go wee.
If Seth Rollins was to win, would it be a momentum where Rollins and CM Punk again, the final 2? We get to see 2, and then Seth Rollins throws him over. Could lead to not only an epic moment, but then Seth Rollins is going to choose who he's going to go after, right? It could be Cody Rhodes, honestly, because why would you go after Gunther if he's still champion when you've never beaten Cody Rhodes? And then on top of that, that favor from Paul Heyman will be, CM Punk is going to be involved and make it a triple threat match. And now you got the 3 dancing with each other, which all 3 got history with one another. It's going to be, that could be a move. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, CM Punk got that ace up his sleeve with Paul Heyman. So, if something doesn't go his way, he's going to cash in on that. That's like his money in the bank right there. He's cashing in, and that could potentially backfire somehow with Roman Reigns. I don't know. And so there's a lot of moving parts here, a lot of cards in the deck that we could shuffle around and make up so many different possibilities. But one thing we know for sure, the Royal Rumble 2025 is not going to disappoint us. We're going to have some mega superstars at the end of this. Top 4 should be very interesting. I would just say right now, who you think is going to be your top 4? Your last 4? Your final 4?
John Cena, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth freaking Rollins.
I would say everybody but Seth Rollins. I'll put Drew McIntyre in there.
All right. Then again, could this be a moment where Roman Reigns, because I got to look at the stats, but there's got to be some consecutive years that Roman Reigns was in the final 4 and the Royal Rumbles. Well, actually, we have an episode with just statistics about the Royal Rumble, so we will save that for that. But honestly, remember that he didn't participate since he was champion,
Right.
right? But if you look past that, Roman Reigns was in the finals, final four, lots of times, right? Until he got finally he got the big one. Um, but then again, I did say earlier, Drew McIntyre might be that guy that might not allow Roman Reigns to reach to the final four. That will shock the fans.
It could be.
That would shock the fans. That wow, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I know for a fact we shouldn't. We're not going to see Cody Rhodes in there anymore.
No, no,
So that's out the picture there.
but that might probably. But and I had another thought. I was like, damn, what if Roman Reigns saw it coming and he throws his ass over the ring? Damn. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna continue laughing. Every time I see Drew McIntyre after that, I'm gonna continue laughing. Because it backfired. You mess with everybody else, but the one person you want to take out, and he got you.
Yeah, because when you look back at last year's Royal Rumble, just looking at the history of, who got eliminated by who, Drew McIntyre, yeah, he probably wants a piece of CM Punk for getting eliminated by him. And so, it's one
ain't
of
gonna
those.
happen.
I don't know. I mean, and then CM Punk, he got thrown over the top by Cody Rhodes. So yeah, CM Punk is talking about he wants to win this Royal Rumble. He could be one of the odds-on favorites to actually do it.
That's why he's back. But the injury, he suffered injuries.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse now. You got to come bring it. I would expect CM Punk to come later too, not that early. Yeah. But hey, let's move on to the women's side of the house. And right now, I'm only tracking Nia Jax as the only entry right now. But there was some words exchanged between her and Rhea Ripley and Bayley. And look, Bayley didn't make an official announcement yet, but we all know that Bayley's going to be involved in the Royal Rumble. And even though Nia Jax making these strong statements of what she's going to do, she still have a lot of hatred towards Tiffany Stratton for cashing in on her. Of course, Nia Jax is not going to win. I would love to see Bayley win.
For a second year in a row?
Why not? Cody Rhodes did it.
Yeah.
But you know why I pick her? Because she is the only active WWE superstar that, luckily enough, since she's come back from injury, she's been nonstop. She had the divorce with the Damage Control.
Yeah.
She's continued on. She was champion, got taken out. She's done everything that you asked for and then some. But you look at these others. Look, if you're gonna tell me you're bringing back Charlotte Flair or Becky Lynch and all these people, that don't make no sense. Why you're kicking Bayley to the curb? Don't make no sense. And the fact that you got more titles to go after. What not to say that Bayley may want to get a piece of that United States Championship?
No, I that part I do agree with. I mean, getting the piece of the pie, going after that title would definitely fit her, in my opinion. But winning the Royal Rumble, I don't see that happening. If anything, with the way things are going for Nia Jax, I could see her winning the Royal Rumble.
Really, Nia Jax?
Yeah. Just for her to solidify herself to say, hey, I'm going after Tiffy for sure. For that title, I can see her winning that Royal Rumble. It takes a lot to throw her over that top rope.
Yeah, but everybody could go after her though.
Right, but
I mean, she's like the next the Big Show.
But last year she had about 7 or 8 eliminations herself, so she's on a warpath right now, and I don't think she's going to allow too many people to get in her way. Not even like somebody like Bayley. Seriously, I think she's going to be on a whole different level coming into this Royal Rumble. She, to me, probably could be the favorite to win it. at this
Okay.
point.
So let's put it this way. Last year, no. You know what? I'm gonna take it back. If it's not Bailey, I give it to Liv Morgan.
Hmm.
If I have to trust any woman superstar that could bring it, it's got to be Liv Morgan. That match between her and Rhea Ripley was probably one of the best women's matches out of everybody that I've seen wrestle right now. And Bailey is another top superstar. I don't see nobody else, honestly, in that level. I don't
Right.
see no other woman. And if I'm going to choose a reliable woman, and that's what I say, I hate to say this, but when you start bringing back other women
Yeah.
involved in the Royal Rumble that haven't made an appearance yet, they're now coming out of nowhere. That's not fair for those that for the whole entire 2024 they've been representing the company.
Well, yeah. I mean, because Liv Morgan was the last entrant last year, and she was the last one to get eliminated.
So the last 2 years, Liv Morgan has finished runner up. Could she actually make it this year? She doesn't have a belt.
Right.
She's got to be in the Royal Rumble.
Right. I just hope she don't come in and number 30 like she did last year.
Like number what?
Number 30.
Yeah, she was number 30.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I, hope,
Prior
I don't
to
want
that, she was number 2.
Right. So put her somewhere in maybe the upper 20s.
Matter of fact, Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley started at the same time.
Right.
2 years ago.
Give her a fighting chance. Put her at number 20 or something like that. Don't put her at 30 like they did last year. You know, let her get in there and fight. Get things going a little bit. If she's gonna win it, I'm just saying.
All right, trivia question for you: who was the first woman to win the Royal Rumble in a premium live event?
First woman was it
2018.
2018? Golly.
All right, now I'm gonna give you a hint.
Hold on.
All right.
Got me.
Is it Sasha Banks, Bria Bella, Nikki Bella, or Asuka?
It was Asuka.
You are correct. Asuka won it. She was number 25. Sasha Banks got eliminated, but she was actually number 1, made it to the final 4. And then the twins took her out.
Right.
So you have Asuka, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Ronda Rousey, Rhea Ripley, and Bailey. We've never seen a woman win back-to-back. Could Bailey do it? For me, I feel like she is the strongest candidate to do so. Bailey came in at number 3 last year. I don't think that she's going to be there that early. I'll be surprised if she does. The lucky number that I'm going to tell you for the woman to make it to the final 4 is number 29. For the last 2 Royal Rumbles, number 29 has made it to the final 4. And then again happened in 2019. Number 30 seems fit because 1, 2, 3, 4 times has number 30 made it to the final 4, but never won the Royal Rumble. Crazy. So we're going to talk about that in our next episode on stats and stuff like that, and see whether or not we can hit the lotto.
Yeah, because if Bailey does win it, she'll be the first woman to win multiple Royal Rumbles and at the same time win it back-to-back. So, because Bianca's not going to win a Royal Rumble this year, so that takes her out of the picture. Yeah. Rhea Ripley's champion, that takes her out the picture. Ronda Rousey's not in the business. Charlotte Flair's out. Becky Lynch is out.
Charlotte Flair is coming back.
Yeah, but I'm talking about if she's not in this Royal Rumble,
right.
Then
I don't see why she will win a Royal Rumble.
So right now, Bailey is the fitted one to win back-to-back and to be multiple women Royal Rumble winner. You're right. I mean, it has to happen eventually. The men's has have it multiple times. So you have, as far as back-to-back winners and multiple winners. So it's time for the women to do that too. They need to match the men. They do. They need to match them. They deserve it. They finally got, more belts. Okay, so I'm loving it. They got a Money in the Bank. What else can we give the women that they don't have yet that the men already have? Let's give it to them.
Yeah.
Let's give it to them.
And you know what? It's a great time to have a repeat. I think so.
I won't be mad about it.
No.
Ding dong. I won't be mad about it. I won't be mad about it.
All right. Hey, let's go and get into some questions here. And before we go ahead and close out the show, and one question is, after the Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens deal, once that chapter is closed, what will be next for both Rhodes and Kevin Owens?
Rhodes, I think he needs to take a sabbatical.
This is a Royal Rumble match, right? This match is at the Royal Rumble.
Right.
So after that, what would happen?
He needs to take a sabbatical, take a vacation. That's what Cody Rhodes needed to do. Get his head on, screw his head on right. So
oh man, you so crazy.
That's crazy. Maybe Kevin Owens need to just go into a rehab center or something. Get some counseling.
All right. Next one. I didn't put it up there yet. How will Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga impact the Bloodline story now that Solo Sikoa lost to Roman Reigns?
I won't be surprised if they wind up going with Roman Reigns.
See, and that's what I thought too. But then they kept saying
they're not going to survive on their own. They're not going to survive on their own.
I'll tell you this. Notice that Roman Reigns hasn't said anything about that.
Yeah, I get it.
Jey Uso is the only one that's been more vocal, and Jimmy, about how crazy their cousins are and the reason why they never was welcome to the family.
Right.
But Roman Reigns didn't say anything.
They say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I disagree with that. I mean, even the most wildest caged animal can be tamed and trained properly with the right person, with the right trainer, with the right amount of patience. You can do it. These two are out of control. They have no guidance, no leadership. They're just running amok. They need structure, and Roman Reigns can bring that to them and put them in line in that aspect, because they're not going to survive on their own. I'm sorry. You kick them out of the pack, they're not going to make it on their own. It's only going to be a short amount of time before they fade away. As good as Fatu is over Tama Tonga, he will fade away. That whole gimmick, that whole thing of the Samoan werewolf will just fade away. You want that to stay around? You need to put him with somebody who can help elevate that. Roman can do that, I think.
They are the wild cards of SmackDown.
They're a wild
They
bunch.
could either strengthen the bloodline or it could be the biggest downfall. Because one, Roman Reigns need people for him to still be the tribal chief. He might get support from Jimmy and Jay when needed, but they're not always going to be around Roman Reigns. And I feel like Jacob and Tama Tonga is going to turn their back on Solo Sikoa and acknowledge Roman Reigns as their tribal chief. The thing is that when Solo Sikoa comes back, will he acknowledge Roman Reigns? And that's not going to happen until the 27th of January. And that's going to be on Netflix. He said he'll be back on 27th January, telling Paul Heyman to organize a ceremony of the tribal chief. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah.
Something big is gonna happen.
Yeah, and I think you're gonna keep the bloodline going. You need new blood in it. The Usos and Sami Zayn, that was in the past. It worked. It was successful. But for Roman Reigns to go climb back to the top, you need fresh meat into the bloodline. Those two are perfect for him to get what he is looking for. The top of the mountain and that championship title around his waist. Okay. He can succeed with those two wild animals on his side. Nobody's going to touch Roman Reigns with them two on his side. I mean, you think about how dominant he was with the Usos by his side. How much more he could do it now with them two.
I love you, Hector.
Acknowledge me.
Well, anyways, I do gotta acknowledge that within the 2024, you have been the most dominant winner on the Premium Live event. So congratulations to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. I had a downfall in 2024, but even on the other sports, I had my downfall too. So maybe 2025 will be the year for me. Yeah. It's all good, and I appreciate everything to all the listeners out there. That's all we have time and that we got today. But thanks for tuning into the HHW Show podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts with us on social media. And to be sure for next week to catch us as we continue to break down all the action on SmackDown, Raw, and we getting ready for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
I gotta love some wrestling, man.
Gotta
Straight
love
up,
wrestling,
gotta
football,
love wrestling
love
right now.
sports and entertainment.
This is, and if you was in an attitude era, this is the time to come back.
And this is the time to suck it. We'll leave on that note.
Yeah. Take care, everyone.